everybody. Today is Oliver's shoeing appointment. So we're gonna take him down to Reuben again and have him reshod. My other friend, Sam Jr., the farrier from his first hoof trim video, into going with me because Reuben is really good about sharing knowledge and helping younger shoers come up. And so Sam wants to network with him a little. And Reuben's gonna do another shoeing video for us. Now, if we remember the last time we went, the only thing Oliver didn't do perfect was keep his foot up on the pedestal. So I've done a few lessons with him, and I'm just gonna warm him up real quick, get him to keep his foot up on that pedestal, and just do a rehearsal. And then we're gonna work him in the harness for a minute, make sure he's good and wore out for Reuben, and then we'll make a video of all that. Walk, bud, walk up, walk up.
The training methodology I use for the average gentle horse is very easy to explain. I just get them in this round pen, and when I'm ready to have them pick up their feet or whatever, I bring them in, have them face up to me, and I start working on their feet. If they are well behaved and stand there like they're supposed to, then I just try to make it real short and quick, put it down, and then back off and give them some release. And if they move at all or misbehave at all, I send them fairly aggressively with like a lot of pressure, send them out on and make them trot again. And they learn very quickly that standing still and doing whatever task I'm asking them to do is easier than refusing or not doing the task. If you have seen the first video where he was shod, Oliver's new shoes, or you go back and watch it, you'll see that Oliver was perfectly behaved for all of the shoeing except for this part right here. When we put his front feet especially, up on the pedestal, he would either try to stand up on the pedestal, put a lot of pressure on it where it would flip over, or he would back up, and he did not like keeping it up there. So this is the third time that I've done a little training session with him since that shoeing, to get him to learn to keep his foot up there like a good boy. And he's learned it very quickly, like he's learned everything else. And it's just a good point to show you that you, as a horse owner, or if you become a horse owner, that it is not the farrier's job to train your horse. It's an extremely dangerous job and hard profession on your body to do. So have a little respect for your farrier. Spend extra time getting your horse to be well behaved, and it will pay off in the long run. Your farrier will bend over backwards to do a good job for you and to shoe your horses when you need it. If you always make a point to have cash for them, have your horses well trained and well behaved for them, and make sure your dogs are put up when they're there. And it's just good practice. I can't believe how many people try to get their horses shod without them being trained to stand politely for the farrier. Oliver's doing great, which is wonderful. I would have liked for him to have messed up once for the video so I could show you how to correct him. But just imagine he reared back like right now and to pull his foot off of that pedestal. I would not try to stop him from doing that. All I would do is position him, and where I'm standing, I would end up sending him to the left and chase him pretty hard and maybe yell no in a loud, stern voice. And then after about 4 or 5 laps, I would stop him and give him the option to do it again the right way. One common thing that people would do when training this that I would not do, can't call it a mistake because there's more than one way to train a horse, but they would have a horse tied while teaching them to pick up their feet. I don't think that this works the same way because they're not deciding to stand still. When they're tied, they know psychologically that they're tied up and can't move. So if you can get them to do it when they're loose, it does 2 things for you. It gives you the option to discipline them with pressure and release instead of, a file across their side. And it makes them decide to be good instead of knowing that they are tied up.
Move. Back up. Back. Back. Back up. Back up. Back up. Oh, good.
If you know horse body language, you can see he almost did that off of voice commands, but then he said, "Hey, I'm not in harness. Why are you giving me voice commands?" As we go to Reuben's shop, the propane heater in the background makes a lot of noise. Try to ignore it, and you'll get used to it in just a second.
Hey everybody, we have made it to Reuben's house, and we're gonna put a new set of shoes on and pull these ones off and see how his feet are holding up. And we're gonna try to get as much good information from Reuben as we can, once again. What's up, big boy?
Well, you've been using your shoes a little bit.
Yeah, we've been working.
Yeah.
Been getting firewood in.
Yeah.
I noticed that wall's outgrowing on the outsides a little.
Yep. How long's it been, do you know?
I think it's been 10 weeks maybe. I don't know. I could look.
Yeah.
8 or 10.
I think it's been over 8.
Yeah. I did try to give him some lessons on the holding his foot up on the thing.
Did he take to it pretty good?
Yeah, hopefully he'll be better than he was last time.
Good.
Go from our A- to A+.
That's what we want.
He didn't pull any off. I didn't have to reset any, so that's good.
Yeah.
Boy, they're so big and heavy though. He gets so many rocks in there.
Oh, does he?
I've had to peel the rocks out of there like crazy.
Yeah, I believe it. Okay.
What is that that's growed out there? Is that like a...
So it's just some people say it's a periopal. Some people say it's just I call them skin attachments from the heel bulb to the frog. And it's just a flap of tissue.
Yeah. What was the technical term? Periopal?
Periopal, yeah.
His frog is just ginormous.
Don't you love it? I like to be a big old frog.
Almost looks like his frog has grown faster than the hoof wall.
So these big feet like this, big horses, usually have a big frog, and they need a big frog to distribute some of that weight. We'll have some foot to work with this time. Last time he didn't have much.
Yeah.
If I remember right.
Yeah, because he'd been barefoot, you know.
Yeah. Okay.
So now that you got more hoof to work with, what's the goal? Are we going to stand him up more, leave him where he's at?
So that's a whole discussion by itself. With you and the Foxtrotter dealers, you're probably going to look at it a little different.
Yeah.
So not really stand him up more or less, really. So basically, the natural angle of the foot or the coffin bone is the same on the same plane as the plane of the frog.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So if you look down the top of that frog,
Right.
that is the same plane as the bottom of the coffin bone.
Okay.
So that's my guide.
All right.
That's what I look at. Like if we were to leave him stacked, like leave a lot of heel, like you guys do on the Foxtrotters,
Yeah.
it would just crumble to pieces. Like it would push out here, flare out there. He's so big that you just can't take all that.
Yeah.
So we're going to try to keep that plane the same as that coffin bone, and let this frog help carry some of the load. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So that's pretty common on these big guys.
You know, Foxtrotters, like the typical measurement of the length of a hoof is 3 1/4.
Yeah.
Do these have a typical measurement, or do you just go with that?
Not really.
That frog as a gauge.
Yeah, with the frog, it's kind of a feel, to be honest with you, JR. So once you find the true apex of your frog, where the frog attaches to the sole, right there, you get a good gauge for how much depth you got. Basically, it's the distance, the vertical distance from here to here. See how that's higher than this is?
Yeah.
If I was to keep this down, get this down at the same depth as this, you know, try to get this down as short as this, I would be below the compliment.
Yeah.
You know, I would be way, way too short.
Right.
So I'm trying to have me a little nice concavity there. I don't want that flat. I want it concave. When I mean concave, you know, it's dished up just a little bit. So. And at the same time, I watch my white line like I don't want that to be all stretched out. I want it to be nice and tight. If it's all stretched out, ratty looking, then I know something's going on.
I don't want to brag on old Oliver too much, but a couple things to keep note of while Reuben is showing us things. Look how easily he's able to manipulate the foot and hold it up with just his fingertips and move it in whatever position he wants. And also keep an eye on how still and how well behaved Oliver is for the entire shoeing job. Reuben said he's one of the best horses to shoe that he does, and initially he was apprehensive to take on a new draft horse. He does not shoe very many draft horses, and he's very selective about taking on new clients because he does not use stocks.
Just like so.
So when you're measuring, you measure the circumference.
Yeah, so I'm just trying to get me a good idea of what we got here. It's 18. You know what? So I've been making a lot of draft shoes, practicing for a contest coming up.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be great if these things fit him? Got the little heel caulks on them. He would have some traction, but they may be a little too big. Well,
Almost made for him, huh?
well, I think almost is not the word. I think this is going to fit up just spanky. Looks like the right leg.
And you made those out of stock.
Yeah, just out of straight steel.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, cool. I'd rather have.
You like that idea?
I'd rather have custom made anyway.
You like the little caulks? They'll give you a little traction.
As long as it's good for him, I don't care.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's a good idea. And it'll look cool.
Yeah, and what are them cocks for now? That won't make his heels sore or nothing like that.
No, shouldn't. The only thing that I would be worried about if he's like pounding, like doing a lot of trotting on hard surfaces.
Yeah.
That would be the only thing I'd be worried about. So it's called an ag heel draft shoe.
Uh-huh.
So it's just more of a, I don't know. It's a pretty common contest shoe. It just gets a little traction. I like the idea if you do. It's up to you. It's your
Yeah. Do you think could we grind that down half, like a part of the way?
Shorten them up a little bit. Yeah.
Shorten them up,
Absolutely.
like where it's not a whole lot, because he will be on the gravel. All I'm doing is going 1 mile down a gravel road, picking up a load of firewood, 1 mile back up. So there is a lot of trotting.
Yeah.
But I think it would be the best of both worlds, because that gravel road gets icy this time of year.
Yeah, it would give you just a little bit of traction. It's a little thicker. It's 1/2 inch instead of 3/8, so it'll wear a good bit longer. And I bumped into the toe, so I had heat in the center, and I bumped it, beefed it up, and that's gonna make it wear a lot better. Basically, the molecules of that steel pack together when I do that.
Okay.
So it's not only thicker and beefier here, it's denser. The steel is more dense.
Cool.
So it's going to wear better. Not going to wear out as fast.
Awesome.
So yeah, let's do that. I like that idea.
Some of the more astute viewers will notice there's some bumps on Oliver's shoulders. It's almost like a rash, and they just showed up today. It got me really worried, so I got a hold of my vet and asked for pretty much an emergency appointment. and he scheduled me for Wednesday morning. This is Friday. And good news is I have no idea what it was. However, by Saturday evening, Sunday, it was completely healed up and gone with no sign of it. So by Wednesday, it hadn't returned. We just ended up not taking him to the vet with us, and everything is fine. But maybe in the comments section, if you have an idea of what that kind of allergic reaction could have been from, post it in there. But I have no idea because no feed had changed or anything else.
Is this a old-fashioned forage here? What's this?
Yeah, that's old forage. Old buddy of mine sold me for, I think I took $350 for it several years ago. And it was just sitting back in the corner. And the other day I got it out, got it going. I did take that blower off of it. I had it running, and it's an old blower, it needs some work and stuff. So, yep, I'll probably do something else.
What's that comes off of there?
That's just a slag. Well, I don't know, the oxygen burn. The heat burns it loose, and then it flicks off of there when it gets that hot. Good with the hot fitting last time, didn't he?
Yes. So the little fine adjustments you're making now, are they just to flatten and smooth the shoe, or do you have like a picture of his foot in your mind?
Kind of have a picture of his foot in my mind. So while I'm trimming that foot, I try to have a picture of the shoe. First, I want to trim a foot that's easy to shape the shoe to. And then when I come over here and shape the shoe, I want to be having a picture of that foot in my head. I took a measurement of the foot. It's about 7 1/4. So I knew this shoe was 7 1/2, so I can go quick from there. So if I have a measurement and a picture, I should be able to get pretty close.
Move over. Hot fitting, the purpose of that is to show where the high points and low points are of the hoof, or what?
Not necessarily. So two things is to seat the shoe perfectly to that foot, and the big thing is to seat this clip. I want this clip to be pretty well flush with the hoof wall. Like I don't want it to just be sitting out top of the foot.
Yeah, and obviously if it hurt him, he's standing there on his own, nobody's holding him.
Yeah.
He would move.
He would tell us about it.
Yeah.
So the hot fitting kind of got to be a lost art. When pre-manufactured shoes became available, all at once you could just pull the shoe off the shelf and nail it on if you wanted to. Where before, if you wanted to nail on a shoe on a horse, you had to make a shoe.
Yeah, like these were made. Huh?
Yeah. Yep, absolutely.
Do you happen to have a piece of the steel that you made these out of? So we can. Well, that's what you started with.
Yep.
And you made it into that.
Yep.
Very interesting.
If enough of you viewers ask for it, Emery and I will go down and make a video of this upcoming competition Reuben is going to be in.
So my heels are pretty close to fitting. I was still a little round in there after getting some heat. Take some of the roundness out of the front of that.
They'll like seeing that, but I wish they could smell it.
Yeah. That's a cool smell, isn't it?
Yeah. It's not bad.
I like it.
But yeah, it's not a bad smell, but it's just different.
Yeah. Yeah, it is that.
Quench them there so they'll hold their blade, right?
No, it's just so I can get hold of it. I don't really care how hard or soft they are. I just want to be able to hang on to them. You were asking about the hot fit. Feel that clip right there? So when I finish that off, you won't be able to, like, you'll be able to run your hand and you won't be hard
Yeah.
to feel it.
Yeah.
Set into the hoof ball.
Yeah, it's very neat.
Yeah, so that's a big part of the hot fit. Yeah. There you go.
Cool.
Sweet. So just shorten them up a little bit.
Yeah, the heels.
Yep.
Yeah, about
Okay.
half.
About half.
About half.
Get over there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't you think so? Get the best of both worlds that way.
Yeah, absolutely.
You do the thing where you put a bevel on them edges anyway in case they catch.
Yeah, I'll grind them.
I did get me one in brush hogs.
Oh, did you?
Yep.
So now you're getting the motor passion with Oliver.
Gonna try. I haven't got it completely built yet.
So did you get it with the motor, or did you have to put a motor on it?
I'm putting a motor on it, but it's still a 5-foot cut, but it's built a lot lighter than your dad's.
Oh,
You know. Yeah, so that one horse could pull it.
So you stopped in and checked that out last time?
Oh, I looked it all over, measured it.
Yeah.
You know,
Yep.
made a video, everything.
Yeah.
And then I called the guy who built it.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I talked to him about building me one. He wanted about $3,000. I decided to build it myself.
No, I don't blame you.
But I am gonna have him fix my manure spreader up.
Yeah?
Those 30 horsepower motors are so expensive. I think I'm gonna skimp a little and put about a 24 horse on it and see if it'll pull it or not.
Yeah.
Mine, like I say, mine's built a lot lighter than your dad's.
Yeah.
Those blades on your dad's are so heavy.
But did you notice how those blades are, like, that thing's designed to cut like
And
a
mulch.
tree?
Yeah. Yeah, you can cut a forest down with it. I'm cutting like broom sedge.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna use it in the easiest spots.
Yeah.
Try to get this dude to be tough, you know?
Oh, yeah.
If any of the Oliver lovers out there happen to have a side shaft motor between 24 and 35 horsepower that you're not using, or maybe the motor might need a little bit of work, and you want to donate that motor to the Oliver Work Project, we'll get together in the comments, or even better yet, go to the About tab and you'll find our email address. You can email me there. I'm really wanting to get that project done before spring.
So then you can concave that because you can see where it's touching, where it's not concaved enough.
Yep. I just want to make sure I don't have any soil pressure.
So what is counted as the sole? Everything inside the white line?
Yep.
To the frog?
Yeah, all this, just like bottom of our foot. So all this from the white line in, right in through here. So
and what you're calling the white line is this, I can see a little bit of a line right there.
It's the yellow band that runs all the way around the foot.
Yeah, and from the outside of that is hoof wall.
It's the hoof wall.
Inside, and then there's, what's the cambium? Is the stuff between the...
So, boy, you're getting in deep on that. So that's another thing in favor of hot fitting. See that line? I can see exactly where I fit to.
Oh,
a little bit expansion, I like that.
Oh, okay, right.
So I know without even...
Yes, you would want that
without even putting that back on where I'm fitting at. So,
yeah, it's like a glue that sticks to it.
Yeah.
Cool.
You betcha. So, on the anatomy of the foot, you're getting a little deep. So if you were to dissect that foot, the inside of that hoof wall is going to have a bunch of little ridges on it, running parallel to the foot. Just a bunch of little zigzag ridges. There's about, let's see, 600 of them. Each one of those ridges, well, this is one of them. Each one of those ridges has around 100 secondary. All those ridges are the primary laminae. It's called the laminae.
Yeah.
Each one of those laminae, primary laminae, have 100 secondary laminae. Little fingers, they're microscopic, sticking off to the side, all the way around that. So imagine this, your primary laminae. There's 600 of those in that foot. This is the hoof wall. This is the copper bone. The laminae is what's in between, holding them together.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Right.
It's like Velcro, holding the foot and the copper bone together. And all those 100 little primary laminae on each, 100 secondary laminae on each primary laminate. Imagine the extra strength it'll give that. You can pull this apart. But if you put 100 little stickers in between the other way, you cannot pull that apart. It's so strong.
Right.
So then, take, 100 times 600, you're looking at 16,000 secondary laminate holding all that together. It's pretty cool. When you dissect that foot, take the hoof capsule off, you can actually see those little ridges in there. So it's neat to look at.
Cool.
Does that answer that question?
Yes. Well, let me ask you a question. Why does this one stick out and the inside one don't?
I like how observative you are. So that's on purpose. Think about it. So this outside one, that horse is standing there. His mass is kind of wider than the platform he's standing on. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah.
His body mass is wider. So you're looking at a little more weight on the outside, so you want a good platform on that outside. That's one reason to have that wider. The primary reason is you want a good heel base. If we have these in the straight back from the heels, they're not quite as much stability. But if we have this one sticking out, and if he brushes, it's going to cut the crap out of it. Okay. So when we built these contest shoes, we always put a little bevel on that, just a little taping, and leave this sharp. So that's why.
Okay.
It's done when you build it. If you look, this branch is also a little wider than this one is. So this is made to just be fit fairly tight. And just a little, we call it sweetening it up. It's just some of the requirements of that contest shoe. It's a very practical shoe.
Yeah.
So these shoes in a contest, it's a two-man class. You got that other one? And two guys have 60 minutes to each make a shoe, and they're hammer finished. You cannot touch them with a rasp, you cannot touch them with a grinder. They're hammer finished. What's laying there is what they're going to do. There's a contest coming up
in January in Mount Vernon. Is it Amish contest or is there English people there too? Mostly English people. Okay. I might want to come to that. Yeah, if you want to come, it's a cool deal. It's the last. You won't be embarrassed if I'm cheering. Or like no, I'll be like, hey guys, where's your cheer? Let's go, Ruben. Let's go. Absolutely. No, if you want to come, that'd be great. Well, I'll see what the channel says. If they demand it, I'll come and make a video. Yeah. Get a little darker than what I like to work. Well, that looks good though. Yeah, you can definitely tell there's more meat on that shoe. Yeah. Yeah, this thing should reset for a long time. I was surprised how much I wore down going up and down that road on that. Yeah, I was amazed at how much wear you had. I've been working on him, trying to teach him. So yeah, those clutches are like they're still good and strong, but they're in the hoof wall. Yeah, you can't feel that toe clip at all, can you? No, it's glass smooth. Be a good boy. He's a good one to work on, isn't he? Well, and I'm waiting for you to get this foot done before I say anything out loud, but compared to the last time with the tripod, remember he tried to stand up on it multiple times and fell over? Yeah, he's been golden. Yeah, he was 900 pounds when I got him. Yeah, and he's getting close to 1,300 pounds now. Been about 10 months. You got him almost a year now? Yep, March will be a year. Wow. Middle of March is when I picked him up. Yep. And got him down by Texas or somewhere? Yeah, and the vet, his blood levels were so low and he was so poor that the vet wanted me to take him to get a blood transfusion at the hospital. Are you serious? Yeah, but then the vet goes, well, let me see his appetite before I send you. And he was eating like a horse. And I had every supplement and protein in the world. So he goes, yeah, if he's eating that good, we'll just get by on the red cell and supplements. Yeah. And then the medications that I bought him for his EPM. But the channel, at that point, the channel was helping out a lot, so I could afford to really spend the money. See, I thought that foot was done, or I wouldn't have mentioned that he did good with the tripod until we were done. Oliver, bear with me. What the best randomment is? Yeah. So just like everything else, it takes teamwork. Yeah. You're not the horse's trainer, you're the horse's shoer. Right. So for the customer to be happy, for me to, I'm just going to put it bluntly and not trying to be mean. For me to care if the customer's happy, the customer has to care about me being safe. Yeah. So the best thing to do is just say no. Well, what I'm doing is I'm trying to explain to me why I can't do it. Yeah. Because I don't want to get hurt. Yep. I'm shoeing horses. You bring him in that they're going to kick anything like that. Yeah. It's just something I don't want to get into. Yeah. Heck, I fired 2 of my horses today just trimming them, didn't we? Turn her back out. We're not going to work on her. Oh, really? He didn't even have to fire them. I said, I fire this one. Yeah. I put the little... Because I like. See, it takes 1 second for that, you know, for my whole career to be over. Just this summer, there was a guy up by Cuba, Missouri, or I think he was up in St. Louis when he did. That got killed shooting a horse. The horse pulled back. And threw him right into his anvil, and he impaled himself on his anvil. Oh, but and right just like that, he was done. He was dead. Oliver, hey,
One thing that made you converted well is a horse comes in the shop and you go over and pick up his foot. I can pretty well read what the horse is gonna do to you.
Yeah. Wants to come, but at the same time that don't sound right to me, so I'm not sure. Hey Sam, thank you. Make life a little easier for myself.
That's what I use for autograph horses.
Yeah.
This looks a lot deeper, like that back end groove more than the front end groove.
Yeah, it does. I think it did. Which, if you think about it, the front bears more weight than the back does. So a lot of times your back feet will be longer than your front feet. They're not carrying quite as big of a load.
Good healthy foot.
Nice, yeah, beautiful. Once again, the edge is nice and clean, no more ragged edges there, everything's growing out good. Yeah, it looks great. I like it. Looks great.
Okay everybody, this is the next morning. It got a little dark to kind of make a ending to the ending video segment, but I wanted to show you before he got them all muddy how beautiful his feet turned out.
Reuben is truly a master. He got them a little dirty last night.
This one's real clean over here.
Yeah. The fit, it's glass smooth, like from the shoe to the hoof. And he just did an awesome job.
Let me show you what they look like from the bottom if they're not too full of stuff. Oh yeah, perfect. Look at that foot. These are handmade shoes out of just a piece of metal. He made that. He is an awesome craftsman.
Very talented.
Yeah, very good fit, and these are thick. He was really surprised on the store-bought shoes that are a little bit thinner how much I had wore through them. So he goes, boy, you've really been training him, really been working him. I could tell by the wear on the shoes. So yeah, you can imagine if I almost wore through a 1/2-inch steel shoe, what his feet would have gone through if I had been working him barefoot. So it's really good for Oliver. He's getting a lot of good exercise. And last time Reuben gave him an A- on behavior, he upgraded him to an A this time.
Oh, cool.
He said the only way he could get an A+ is if he lifted his feet up for him and he didn't have to bend over.
So his front feet are new, but the back feet are
resets.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, the front on a horse is what takes 75% of the load and impact of striking the ground. The back is just for propulsion. It's not carrying this weight, so they don't wear out as fast.
Okay. Good job, buddy.